Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Okay, for those who are new to this channel, I welcome you all to our discussion of legal aspects of hospitality management. So today's topic is about sexual harassment in the workplace. So let's talk about a short introduction and history or background of sexual harassment. The phrase sexual harassment was coined by a group of women at Cornell University in 1975. This was brought about by a claim for unemployment benefits by a former employee of the university, Carmita Wood, after she resigned from her job due to unwanted touching from her supervisor. In the early 20th century, women employed in manufacturing and clerical positions were faced with physical and verbal assaults from male supervisors. In the 1920s, working women were advised to simply quit their jobs if they could not handle the inevitable sexual advances. So, guys, in the history, we all know that before there is difference between there's a huge difference between being a male and being female. So if you are male, you are dominant. Okay, you are superior in terms of job, in terms of position. So there is actually part of our history wherein women used to stay at home. So even in our country, during Spanish period, okay, so masasabi natin na talagang it became part of our culture. So bahagi na siya. So yung mga nanay noon, yung mga babae ay kahit mag-aral, hindi pinag-aaral. Sa kadahilan ng magkakaroon lang naman siya ng asawa o aasawahin lang naman siya sa pagdating ng panahon. At dumating ang oras o yung panahon na pwede na sila magtrabaho, pero pagdating sa trabaho, hindi sila nabibigyan ng mga managerial position o yung mga administrative position na medyo mataas dahil nga yung tiwala sa kanila ay hindi masyadong ganun kataas. Hindi katulad ngayon wherein we already observe gender equality. So that's why meron tayo dito sa atin yung gender and development wherein we would like to promote equality among all gender that we have. So, ngayon kasi gender-based tayo. So, we would like that everyone should be treated right. No discrimination in any form. So, regardless kung ano yung sexual orientation, regardless kung anong gender nung tao. So, pagdating sa trabaho, kailangan pantay-pantay siya. So, maalis na dapat yung discrimination. But before, so part of the history, hindi nga siya ganun. So katulad nung sinabi dito, 20th century, marami yung mga naabusong mga kababaihan. So syempre, bahagi na doon yung mga pagranas ng mga kababaihan ng mga sexual advances. So maraming nagtitake advantage sa babae, lalo na pagdating sa kanilang workplace o trabaho. It was only in 1995, so we are pertaining here in the Philippines, when the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act or ASHA was passed into law, recognizing that such acts can be committed in a work-related or employment environment and in an education and training environment. So if you can notice, guys, the setting or location of the commission of a certain act or violation is limited to workplace, education, or training environment. Okay? So, ito yung napansin na medyo kakulangan. Okay? So, paano kung naabuso ka sa hindi nasabing lugar? Halimbawa, sa pampublikong sasakyan o kaya sa karinderya habang bumibili ka ng pananghalian mo. Okay? O kaya sa public toilet or restroom. Ganon. So, maraming nakitang kakulangan dito sa ASHA. So ngayon, syempre kailangan siyang tugunan. So meron namang ibang mga ginagamit tayo dati. So katulad ng halimbawa, pag sa ibang lugar ka nabastos, o kaya halimbawa pambabastos yung ginawa sa'yo, hinalikan ka sa pampublikong sasakyan, okay, katulad ng bus, o kaya nasa MRT or LRT ka, okay, ikaw ay hinipuan, hinalikan sa harap ng maraming tao at nabastusan ka, so maaring yun ay i-consider na o ituring na unjust vexation kung tawagin, kasi napahiya ka, nabastusan ka. Okay? So yung iba naman, kapag halimbawa na nakakalayan sila, okay, sa mga pinapagawa sa kanila, maaring ang kaso na may ugnay doon ay acts of lasciviousness. Kasi hindi nga siya papasok dito sa ASHA or the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act. Under the ASHA, sexual harassment is committed by the employer, employee, manager, superior, teacher, instructor, professor, coach, or trainer, or any other person having authority, influence, or moral ascendancy over another in a work or education environment. They demand, request, or otherwise require a sexual favor from another regardless of whether it is accepted. Okay, this is under Section 3 of RA 7877 o yung ASHA. Okay. So, we can notice guys na meron ditong difference between the two parties involved. So, yung perpetrator dito sa ASHA ay superior. So, maaaring mas mataas yung pwesto o katungkulan niya. Okay? So, maaaring ginagamit niya yung kanyang pwesto o katungkulan, okay, para mag-take advantage doon sa maaaring empleyado o kaya estudyante o kaya trainee niya doon sa inferior na party, yung merong mas mababa, okay, na estado o status. The sexual favor in a workplace contemplated under the ASHA is that which makes it a condition to hire, employ, re-employ, or continue the employment of an individual. Pag halimbawa naging kapalit yung mga sexual favors, advances, okay, may hinihingi na kapalit, halimbawa matulog ka katabi yung boss mo, okay, o yung employer, okay, kapalit ng promotion, kaya kapalit ng pagtanggap ulit sa trabaho kasi tinanggal ka at gusto mong bumalik, so hiningan ka ng pabor na kapag hindi mo ibinigay, hindi ka din nila tatanggapin ulit. It is a basis to grant favorable compensation, promotions, or privileges, while the refusal to grant sexual favor will result in discrimination, deprivation, or diminution of employment opportunities. In 2009, the coverage of sexual harassment was broadened to apply to unwanted and uninvited sexual actions or remarks against any person. This was due to the passage of RA 11313, otherwise known as the Safe Spaces Act. Okay? So meron tayong tinatawag na Republic Act 11313, Safe Spaces Act. Okay, this law addressed, okay, what are lacking, okay, from ASHA, from RA 7877. So, if we can notice, doon kasi sa RA 7877, yung place kung saan magaganap o naganap, okay, yung sexual harassment o yung violation, okay, ay limitado lamang. Limitado doon sa workplace, sa pinagtatrabahuhan, doon sa pinag-aaralan. So, ganun. Kung saan, limitado lang din yung klase ng tao na pwedeng masangkot. So, kapag halimbawa, ang gumawa ng sexual advances ay yung boss o yung mas mataas, siya lang yung makakasuhan. Pero kung yung mas mababa, hindi siya saklaw nung sexual harassment. Parang ganun kasi yung lumalabas. Pero dito sa Safe Spaces Act, okay, regardless kung ano yung pwesto mo sa trabaho, kung ano yung ginagampanan mong tungkulin o partisipasyon mo doon sa isang organization, kung ikaw yung nagkasala o nag-commit ng harassment, okay, ikaw ay mananagot din. Okay? At ito ay mas pinalawak na, Okay? Hindi katulad nung naunang batas, katulad nung ASHA. This gender-based sexual harassment includes catcalling, wolf whistling, unwanted invitation, misogynistic, transphobic, homophobic, and sexist slurs. So, regardless din kung ano ang sexual orientation, okay? So, yung mga pambabastos, katulad ng catcalling, yung pagtawag pasipul-sipul, ay kasama na yun ngayon. Okay? So, katulad nung sa Sexual Harassment Act that we have and to the different regulations provided by Department of Labor and Employment, okay, harassment can be in any form. Example, pwede siyang written kasi sinulatan ka at hindi mo nagustuhan yung sulat kasi nga nakakabastos o kaya nakakababa ng dignidad yung mensahe. Kaya text message o kaya yung pagtawag sa telepono pero may mahalay na boses. So katulad nun. O kaya yung pagyayaya sa'yo na lumabas at gawin yung hindi dapat gawin. Okay? At kung saan nakaramdam ka ngayon ng feeling na hindi ka komportable. Okay? Kasi nababastusan ka o nalalaswaan ka doon sa mensahe ng sinasabi ng tao. So, yun ay maaaring mag-fall o mai-consider, okay, na violation ng Anti-Sexual Harassment Act o kaya dito sa Safe Spaces Act. Okay? So, pwede din yung pinapanood ka ng pornographic material. Okay? Film, binigyan ka ng pornographic material, magazine na may mga larawan ng mga hubad na tao. Ganun. Para ikaw ay ma-arouse. Okay? So, ilan lamang yun sa pwedeng masabi na harassment. Okay? Siyempre, bukod yun doon sa mga may physical touch na. Halimbawa, may pahawak-hawak sa braso, pahawak-hawak sa kamay, yung pagsabi ng mga salita na hindi mo inaasahan, katulad ng tawagin ka, "Uy, ganda. Uy, napakaganda mo naman ngayon." Simpleng pagbati na katulad nun ay kailangan maingat po tayo, okay, sa pagbitiw ng mga ganong salita. Lalo na kung ang sinasabihan mo ay babae, kasi maaaring hindi siya maging komportable. Kasi halimbawa, may asawa siyang tao, pero tinatawag mo siya na sexy, tinatawag mo siya na ganda. Okay, kung saan siya ay nakakaramdam ng discomfort. Even persistent, uninvited comments or gestures on a person's appearance, relentless requests for personal details, sexual comments, and suggestions are covered by the Safe Spaces Act. These acts can be committed in alleys, roads, sidewalks, and parks, including buildings, schools, churches, restaurants, malls, public washrooms, bars, internet shops, public markets, transportation terminals, or public utility vehicles. So isa pa ito sa natugunan ng RA number 11313. So kasi nga yung ASHA natin, limitado lang yung lugar kung saan pwedeng maganap, okay, yung act of harassment. Also unlawful is the use of words, gestures, or actions that ridicule on the basis of sex, gender, or sexual orientation, the persisting cracking of sexual jokes, use of sexual names, comments, and demands. So, hindi na lang siya limitado sa lalaki, babae, o yung pang-aabuso ng lalaki sa babae. So, regardless of gender or sexual preference, including the LGBT community. For gender-based sexual harassment committed in public utility vehicles, the Land Transportation Office, LTO, may cancel the license of perpetrators found to have committed acts constituting sexual harassment in public utility vehicles, and the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, may suspend or revoke the franchise of the transportation operators. This is according to Section 6 RA number 11313 again. So ito yung posibleng kalabasan, maging parusa. Syempre, if you are the owner of a common carrier, hindi mo gugustuhin mangyari yon kasi syempre, malaki yung loss mo. So, instead na kumita ka, ay hindi ka kikita. Kasi mawalan ka pa ng lisensya, mawalan ka pa ng permit to operate. So, in PUVs, or public utility vehicles, where the perpetrator is the driver of the vehicle, it shall constitute a breach of contract of carriage without prejudice to the criminal or civil cases to be filed against him. This will raise a presumption of negligence on the part of the owner or perpetrator or operator of the vehicle in the selection and supervision of employees. It will be material in rendering the owner or operator solidarily liable for the offenses of the employee, according to Section 6. Okay, this provision, guys, is in relation to what is provided under the Civil Code. So, there is specific provision there providing that about contract of carriage. So, laws pertaining to common carrier. So, ano yung sinasabi nating common carrier, guys? Common carrier, ito yung mga vehicles, mga sasakyan na maaring nagdadala o nagdi-deliver, naghahatid ng mga goods. Maaring mga bagay-bagay katulad ng pagkain, okay? Maaring tao o pasahero. So, yun ay tinatawag nating common carrier, wherein we pay in exchange of their service. At kailangan, okay, kapag ikaw ay operator ng isang common carrier, you observe the contract of carriage wherein kahit wala kayong pinirmahang kontrata, mayroon kang obligasyon, okay, mayroon kayong contract already. Kapag nag-agree ka na pasakayin mo yung pasahero mo, so nagkakaroon ka ng obligasyon doon sa pasahero mo. Okay, kung ikaw yung may-ari ng sasakyan, kinakailangan na ang pipiliin mong driver o empleyado mo na magmamaneho ng sasakyan at maghahatid doon sa pasahero ay masisigurado mo na matino ang pag-iisip, malusog, maayos, okay? Ibig sabihin, hindi gagawa ng kung anumang harassment doon sa magiging pasahero mo kasi ikaw bilang may-ari ng sasakyan o ng common carrier na tinatawag, ikaw ang mananagot nun. So, damay ka sa pananagutan. So, kinakailangan na tayo ay maging maingat sa pagpili. Ganun din naman sa hotel. Kung ikaw yung manager, okay, kailangan, okay, you observe diligence of a good father of a family. Ibig sabihin ay may certain degree of diligence required. Okay, katulad nung sa common carrier, may tinatawag tayo na extraordinary diligence. May tinatawag tayo at most diligence. Extraordinary kapag magdi-deliver ng goods. Okay? So, maghahatid ka ng kung ano, kinakailangan makarating yung parcel doon sa papupuntahan, okay, ng buo at maayos. Kung hindi, ikaw ang mananagot niyan. Kung ikaw ay maghahatid ng tao, kailangan maayos na makarating, ligtas at buhay yung taong ihahatid mo. Okay? O isasakay mo. So, ganun siya, guys. In the workplace, gender-based sexual harassment may be committed in the following manners. Ito na. Maalin man dito, unwelcome sexual advances, requests or demands for sexual favors that can have detrimental effect on the conditions of employment or job performance. Okay, kapag yung empleyado, okay, halimbawa, yung isang party na tinatawag nating perpetrator, okay, ay nagkaroon ng sexual advances, halimbawa, hinipuan niya yung katrabaho niya, okay, na nasa hotel, na nasa restaurant, halimbawa, kasi halimbawa ang suot ay napakaiksing palda, kasi waitress yung babae, hinipuan niya yun kasi medyo madilim naman yung lugar, kasi gabi na, at paulit-ulit na naganap yung panghihipo, okay, ay maaaring nakaramdam yung babae ng hindi siya komportable, okay, at naapektuhan ngayon yung job performance niya, okay, resulting to absences, okay, to feeling disturbed. So, kapag nangyari yun, pwedeng makasuhan yung perpetrator. Okay? But syempre, kinakailangan din na kapag ikaw yung taong inaabuso o nakaramdam ng harassment o naka-identify ng harassment, kinakailangan na ipagbigay alam mo, aksyonan mo naman yung ginawa. Kasi there were already cases here in the Philippines wherein binasura ng korte yung reklamo. Okay, kasi halimbawa, hinalikan ka na ng boss mo. Okay, sa gitna ng maraming tao, pinaghihipuan ka na. Hinawakan na yung masalang bahagi ng katawan mo at tinanggap mo iyon, hindi ka nagreklamo, hindi mo man lang sinampal, hindi ka umalis. So, ibig sabihin ay tinatanggap mo yung ginagawa sa'yo o ginusto mo. So, sasabihin ng korte na walang tao, halimbawa, walang babae na nasa matinong pag-iisip, nagugustuhin yun kung ayaw niya talaga, lalong-lalo na kung may asawa yung babae o kaya yung babae ay may katipan. Ganun. Pangalawa, conduct of sexual nature and other conducts based on sex affecting the dignity of a person, and conduct that creates an intimidating, hostile, or humiliating environment for the recipient. So, kung yung nakakatanggap nga na iba na yung pakiramdam, so medyo napapahiya na siya, feeling niya, bumababa yung tingin niya sa sarili niya, kasi meron ng discomfort, kasi meron siyang mga nare-receive na mga hindi ka nais-nais na actuation, okay, galing doon sa kasamahan niya sa trabaho, so maaaring magreklamo, okay, yung tao. Under the Safe Spaces Act, the crime of gender-based sexual harassment may be committed among peers and committed by subordinate to a superior officer, by a student to a teacher, or by trainee to a trainer. So ito na ay ito yung mapapansin natin na kaibahan sa Asia. 'Di ba sa Asia kasi ang pwedeng gumawa lang ng harassment ay yung superior doon sa inferior. So dito sa RA number 11313, so kahit sino, kahit ano pa yung posisyon, ay maaari ng kasuhan. At saklaw na ng batas na ito. Okay, that's it for today. So, thank you for joining me again for another short lecture video. I hope you like this video. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.